Victor Hugo, born on February 26, 1802, in Besançon, France, was a prolific writer who had an enduring impact both on French literature and the Romantic movement. Hugo's life was shaped by political upheavals and personal tragedies, which deeply influenced his writing as he witnessed the fall of Napoleon's empire, the restoration of the monarchy, the July Revolution of 1830, and the establishment of the Second Republic in 1848. Hugo's political views evolved from royalist to republican, reflecting the changing tides of French politics. In 1851, when Louis Napoleon Bonaparte seized power in a coup, Hugo vehemently opposed this action, labeling Bonaparte a traitor. This opposition led to Hugo's exile, which lasted nearly 2 decades. During this period, he lived in Brussels, Jersey, and finally Guernsey, where he spent 15 years. Despite being offered amnesty in 1859, Hugo refused to return to France, standing firm in his principles and criticism of the government. Hugo's personal life was marked by tragedy, including the death of his daughter Léopoldine in 1843, which deeply affected his writing. He also experienced the challenges of a tumultuous marriage, with both he and his wife engaging in infidelity. Hugo's literary career spanned over 6 decades, during which he produced numerous works across various genres, with ingenious plots that demanded his heroes and villains to be the highest and most ideal versions of themselves, resulting in exquisite dramatic conflict. As a romantic, Hugo was concerned with matters of free will and the consequences of one's choices. As a dramatist, Hugo had the power to create elevated characters whose choices and convictions put them into titanic conflict with each other. Les Misérables is Hugo's magnum opus, a sprawling narrative that intertwines the lives of numerous characters against the backdrop of post-Napoleonic France. The novel explores themes of injustice, redemption, and the power of compassion, primarily through the journey of Jean Valjean, an ex-convict striving to redeem himself in a society that often shows little mercy, while being pursued by a police officer who believes that no criminal can ever be redeemed. The Hunchback of Notre-Dame is a Gothic masterpiece set in 15th century Paris, centering on the characters of Quasimodo, the deformed bell ringer of Notre-Dame Cathedral, Esmeralda, a young woman who dances near the cathedral for money, and the Archdeacon Claude Frollo, whose obsessive lust for Esmeralda clashes with her rejection of him and his vows of celibacy, driving a tragic chain of manipulation, betrayal, and violence. 93, Hugo's final novel, is set during the tumultuous year of 1793, amid the French Revolution. It explores the moral complexities of revolution, pitting idealism against the harsh realities of governance. The story follows characters on both sides of the conflict, examining the human cost of political upheaval. Among Hugo's lesser-known works, Toilers of the Sea, 1866, stands out as a compelling tale of human perseverance against nature's forces. Set on the island of Guernsey, where Hugo spent years in exile, it follows a fisherman's Herculean efforts to salvage a shipwreck, serving as a metaphor for the triumph of human will. The Man Who Laughs, 1869, another underappreciated novel, is a romantic melodrama set in 17th century England, exploring themes of injustice through the story of a disfigured man forced to wear a permanent grin. These works, while not as famous as his major novels, illustrate Hugo's versatility as a writer and his enduring concern with social issues and human resilience. Hugo is considered a quintessential romantic author for several reasons. He championed the Romantic movement's ideals of imagination, subjectivity, and freedom of expression. His work often featured idealization of nature, emphasis on individual emotions, and a fascination with the grotesque and sublime. Hugo's writing style was characterized by poetic and passionate prose, with strong dialogue, lengthy descriptions, and frequent digressions on philosophical, moral, and social themes. As a romantic, Hugo broke from traditional literary conventions. In his preface to Cromwell, 1827, he defended his departure from classical dramatic structure and justified the introduction of the grotesque into art. His poetry collections, such as Les Contemplations and La Légende des siècles, highlighted his mastery of lyrical expression and explored themes of darkness, introspection, and melancholy. Hugo's influence extended far beyond literature. He was a vocal advocate for social causes, campaigning against the death penalty and for the abolition of slavery. His works inspired numerous adaptations, including operas and musicals. Hugo's impact on other writers was significant, influencing French contemporaries like Zola and Flaubert, as well as international authors such as Dostoevsky and Camus. Victor Hugo died on May 22, 1885, leaving behind a legacy as not only a literary giant, but also as a voice for the oppressed and a champion of justice. His funeral was attended by over 2 million people, evidence of his enduring popularity and influence.